why modern gaming sucks. You own nothing, you're not happy. So let's get it poppin'.
You know, I'm old enough to remember a crazy, wild time back in the depths of history where you could buy a game, put it in your game's console, and guess what? It would just work.
What? Were you saying something? Look, I don't speak Spanish.
No 5-hour installs, no queue of hard drive devouring updates, no laundry list of patches just to get the thing running. You just put it in and played it. And the best part is you could keep playing it as long as you still had the disc and didn't decide to use it as a coffee coaster or a doorstop. It didn't matter if the developer went out of business, or the publisher decided to revoke the rights, or some idiot managed to crash the company's server. None of that made any difference because it was just you in the game and it was yours to own.
Half of that is actually fucking cap. Dude, this whole like, oh, well, there's no patches, there's no that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so so you also got a broken game, and then you're just like, well, at least I own it. No, it's fucking broken. Fix the shit. So I think there's been even a few games where like the developer actually actively went back and was just like, ah, shit, let's patch this shit. Like, hell, you can even say CSGO is like that, but you're not complaining about CSGO, are you? Like, that one was, I think, well, maybe I'm wrong, but that one was like that could just, the service could just end, but you own the game, you bought the skins, right? So what happens when that leaves? Are you gonna complain too? Probably not, because it's fucking CSGO. Like, get the fuck up out of here. Like, you know, I know that you think that might not be equivalent, but it's still like the same argument, I feel. Anyway.
And used forever. Modern gaming is a very different.
Also, I hate his voice, by the way. I don't know if y'all are in the same boat as me. I fucking hate his voice.
Beast though, and that's what I really want to talk about today. Like, how many...
Because he's always like, this is how he talks. What's up, fellas? Today, we're going to be talking about a video. About, like, shut the fuck up. Every sentence he ends with.
Years, put the disc in, all excited to play it, only to find yourself staring at an install progress bar for the next 3 hours. So you put the console into rest mode and come back a few hours later to find that the whole thing is ground to a halt because you didn't have enough hard drive space to accommodate the massive bloated monstrosity that you're trying to cram in there. So you have to start deciding which other games get to live or die, like some doctor performing triage after a mass casualty event. But that is just the beginning.
All games have become bigger, better. In some cases, it kind of depends on how you look at that, right? There's more shit. You know, you're getting content. You can even, especially with live service games. So with that all said, why the fuck are you complaining that there's so much hard drive? You know, like the big, like there was a time where Call of Duty, I want to say it was 6, I don't quite remember. Black Ops 6, I should say. Where they're like, yo, this is, or no, it was Modern Warfare, I think, or Warzone, whatever. They're all the same. Anyway, they're saying like, this shit's gonna be 300 gigs, and you niggas still played it. The thing is with this, is that people aren't playing single player games as much as back then, because back then you didn't really have internet like that. So when you play fucking single players today, the same concept is still there. You still own the game, you still play the game, unless like if you're on PC and Steam suddenly just doesn't exist or some shit, right? I mean, there's game preservation people who preserve games too. Hell, get a fucking floppy disk out and put it in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? But the thing with that is that when people make this argument, they're either talking about sports, shooters, especially Call of Duty, live service games. But you niggas aren't talking about single player games and shit, because that would defeat your fucking argument about how modern gaming sucks. Get the fuck up out of here. I'm not saying it's fucking amazing, but it's way better than it was back then.
You want to stream the game or play with your friends online, do you? Well, that'll be another 10 hours of patches and updates just to get a barely functional version of the game that can talk to all the other versions floating around out there. Then there's the random updates that always seem to happen at the least convenient time possible when you finally manage to carve out a couple of hours to game with your buddies, only to find out that half the group don't have the latest patch containing gimmicky celebrity skins and character models that nobody fucking wants anyway, but for some reason
who is that
absolutely
even.
mandatory for the game to even function, and it's going to be at least an hour before they're ready. Then cast your mind forward to the end of this great circle of...
Why does the fucking... It needs to be the same update is actually an issue? That is actually the most non-issue ever. Like, oh shit, like, we can't play it because it requires an update and I can't do the update. Like, what? That doesn't even fucking make sense. Just update the fucking game. That's all it takes. Especially because you're playing. He's talking about like multiplayer games. If something's fucking broken in the game, right? Let's say they went through all the bugs and then somehow someone broke the game, right? Or there's like a patch that was small but it got like bigger over time or whatever. Are you just gonna be like, well, that's not how the game works, I guess? Like, no, you're gonna fucking update the game. Like, what are we talking about? It's the same thing for fighting games. Like, something new happens, they update the game because you gotta add the fucking update to that, or you gotta add the content. You can't just leave it out. Like, if you really are like, oh my god, I don't want the content to be there, you know what you could do? Because the argument usually is with live service games, you just don't buy it. What do I know?
Gaming.
I just actually play video games.
And the game itself falls victim to the endless battle for declining hard drive space and has to be deleted to make way for the next piece of bloatware. Then perhaps a few months or years...
Buy other games. Buy other fucking games. Buy some single player games. Buy a multiplayer game that you feel is actually something you could support. But no, you niggas want to play AAA games all the fucking time.
Years later, you get a hankering to play it again, so you put the game in and brace yourself to go through the whole torturous process again, but oh no, while you were away, the developers decided it was no longer cost effective to maintain the servers, so bye bye online gaming with your friends. But you can still stream it in single
Private servers.
player mode, right?
Wrong.
Nope, because without the servers you can't download all those vital updates that allow the game to work online in the first place, or just work in general.
That's actually huge fucking cap. People still play fucking older games that, like, private servers. Like, what are we talking about here?
So what you're stuck with instead is a buggy, unfinished, barely functional piece of shit that...
But we don't. Why would we do patches? Don't patch the games, but then also it's a buggy mess. Okay.
cost upwards of $80 and can't
This entire video has to be rage bait, or at least half.
do much of anything now except eat up hard drive space. And that's the best case scenario. More and more games these days don't even come on discs at all, so even if you do buy a physical copy, it's literally just an access key for you to download the game itself from the developer.
He's only saying that because of Nintendo, which Nintendo's a bunch of bitch ass niggas for that stupid shit.
Per server. And if that server ever happens to go offline because of technical failures, commercial changes, or
Like, bro, one thing happens and he's like, broad strokes, broad strokes. Oh, this one thing happened, broad strokes. Oh, this one medium is woke, broad strokes. It's...
the company just straight up going out of business, guess what? You're fucked, and you'll never be able to play that game again. All of this
Private
is to
servers.
say that, well, I kind of fucking hate what gaming's become now. I hate how managing my gaming library's become more convoluted than filing my tax returns, praying I haven't missed out some vital subsection or obscure patch.
How much you want to bet he's one of the people that have so many fucking games in the backlog but refuses to play them? How much you want to fucking bet? Because if gamers are mad the way gaming space is, okay, why don't you not support it? Why don't you avoid it? Well, no, the boys are on. Okay, this thing's a buggy mess. Okay, well, based on the developer that's there, or like, you know, you could wait, whatever. No, I gotta get the game right away. Oh man, what if this game dies? Private servers. Oh shit, what if, like, you're bloating the fucking problem and you're looking at the wrong problem. Like, vote with your motherfucking wallets. I know, like, people hear that all the fucking time, but it's true. Because he's saying developers, what you really should be saying is publishers and shareholders. Because the shareholders, they want to get their fucking money's worth. And obviously, if you want to get your money's worth, you want it as soon as possible. Same thing with publishers. Hey, we said it's going to be on this date. Game developers, crunch culture. Get it on this date. Has to be. Especially if it's a fucking holiday release. Oh my god, if it's a fucking holiday release. We gotta fucking get it as soon as possible. Oh shit. Right? So then you got that bullshit, but it's just always the devs. Sick, bro.
Already 3 menus deep. I hate how buying.
Not saying there's been times the devs were fucking up, but more often than not, shareholders and publishers, or I should say.
A new game means embarking on a multi-day emotional roller coaster just to get the thing fucking working. I hate how everything, even single player games for some reason, somehow requires an internet connection all the time for no obvious reason, like it'll die of loneliness without constant reassurance. I hate feeling like every game I own is somehow living on borrowed time, like at any moment some asshole developer might decide to pull the plug and shut it all down.
Okay, the first part you said is kind of fair, of like it's a single player game but needs internet connection. I guess that you could construe that as fair. But here's the thing. You want to know what most people do? And I bet you do the same fucking thing. You buy it online. So if you buy it online, you need to install it. And to install it, you need to be online for that. And if there happens to be a patch, because like last minute they said, oh fuck, we have a bug, or there's a bug or whatever, we need to patch this out, you're gonna have to download a patch. It's that fucking simple. You complain that like discs aren't a thing, which there's a way to alleviate that. Like, you want the convenience without the work, or you want them to work on it, and then when something happens, you want the convenience of just fix. What? I know that, like, the way I made it sound is like what, but you see the vision.
But most of all, I miss the simple pleasure of just putting a game in and playing the fucking thing, and knowing that it's mine forever and I could come back to it 10 years from now if I wanted and still be able to pick up where I left off. As a little side note, that really did happen with Final Fantasy VIII on the PlayStation. I got so stuck on the Adele fight back in 1999 that I threw a big hissy fit, chucked the game in a drawer and didn't fire it up again until 2008, found my old save file on the memory card and finally battled my way through to the end almost 10 years after buying it. Fuck, I hate that game. Anyway, I digress. It seems like I'm not the only one who feels like gamers are getting a bit of a shitty deal these days, which is why the Stop Killing Games movement has gained so much traction over the past few weeks. And I'll be honest, I 100% agree with them. Something has to be done to safeguard gamers and their purchases and guarantee some kind of post-life support for older games. And look, I know we're never going to go back to what we had 20 years ago. Games now are orders of magnitude bigger and more complex than they were back in the 90s and the 2000s, and it's good that we're still pushing the boundaries of what's technically possible. Although I'd argue that we're kind of reaching the limits of what can be done graphically, but that's another discussion.
Wait, so now you acknowledge that games are becoming bigger and better? What the fuck are you on? You literally was saying how patches and games are bloated and shit, but the technology got better, so there needs to be a little bit more, you know, like, what? Oh my god. Like, his arguments are confusing me, so I confuse what the fuck I'm trying to say. Like,
and yeah, it's nice that developers can fix bugs that might have slipped through playtesting, but holy fuck, we need to reach some kind of compromise with this one because the current model is killing the industry. If I might be so bold on this one, I would suggest 3 major changes to how things are
oh, I can't fucking wait for this bullshit.
done. 1. A guarantee that every game must be shipped in playable condition. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect, but it at least has to be playable through from start to finish without a single patch or update. Any company that fails to meet this bare minimum requirement should be subject to heavy fines and possible removal of their publishing license for repeat offenders.
Okay, that's just fucking stupid. Your change number 1 would be great in a fucking utopia, but here's the thing. Once the fuck again. Games, whether you believe so or not, and I believe it shouldn't be the case, everyone's trying to be an open world game, everyone's trying to be a battle royale game, so you need the time and development for that. Obviously there's marketing and shit, right? So, and if you really feel this way of like, oh, they need to fix their shit and all that, whatever, then you should be content with games not coming out as frequently, AAA games specifically, because AA games and indie games don't really have this problem too much. There might be a thing or two, but usually indie games don't have this problem. Usually. But with AAA games, it's different, right? So if you're really like, yo, fix your shit, make sure everything's right, your T's, your I's, your Q's, whatever the fuck. Okay, so then make sure that you're comfortable with not a lot of games coming out consistently, which they still will be because there's so many game devs out there, so many studios that make games and generate revenue and shit, right? Be content with AAA games not coming out that often, so that it could be fixed and playable. And if you think that's a fucking issue, then you're fucking stupid.
Yes, it'll probably mean longer development cycles, but you know what? It's absolutely worth it in the long run. 2. A third-party...
Yeah, there's your backlog too. Okay, at least he acknowledged. Maybe I should have let it rock, but at least he acknowledged that games would take longer, and that's okay, and I agree.
Repository of all patches and updates for obsolete games, which can be freely accessed by anyone with a valid copy of said game. Any company which is removing support for their older games or shutting down its servers should be legally required to move all of their support material over to this third-party server and pay a portion of all future sales revenue towards its upkeep.
Okay, that's fucking too much. But even if that's not the case, there's private servers without the devs, and they're just like, okay, cool, whatever. And I don't even think I don't know, but I doubt they pay money for this shit. Why would they pay a portion of the shit if it's a private server? Like, what are we talking about?
3. An end to always online functionality. Any game should be playable offline, no matter the style or the genre. I don't need my every move and decision being constantly fed back and shared for vaguely defined research purposes. And if I want to play a game on my own in my house with no internet connection, then that is my fucking right. And it should be yours too. Now, I don't pretend to know if any of these ideas...
Wait a minute. Hold on, let me go back. I feel like something got fucked in translation.
Online functionality. Any game should be playable offline, no matter the style or the genre.
Okay,
I don't
game
need my
offline.
every move and decision being constantly fed back and shared for vaguely defined research purposes. And if I want to play a game on my own in my house with no internet connection, then that is my fucking right.
So then just turn off your internet. To close off the browser, little bro. Turn off the computer. No, I'm kidding. That's fair, but look, I'm not trying to defend. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to defend. But the thing is you don't want them to share blankety blank blank. You just want to play the game. Fair enough, but there's a reason that they do that shit, because if they notice a lot of people, it's like with fucking Elden Ring. People couldn't beat Millennia, made it a little bit easier. People couldn't beat Radon, made it a little bit easier. Does that mean that should have happened? No. But Elden Ring was supposed to be more accessible. So if every casual, and especially people who are not as great at the game, keep fucking dying to the same nigga over and over again, and it seems like they just cannot pass them up, they might... Dark Souls is a little bit different, but they might go, okay, well, fair enough. Right? Or they might make the boss a little too OP, so you want the boss to be... even he said in the fucking Final Fantasy shit, it took him... He dropped the game because it was too hard. He came back and beat him. That's great and all, but never mind. Actually, just completely disregard what I said. He's right, but he just sounds stupid when he says it.
And it should be yours too. Now, I don't pretend to know if any of these ideas can or will be implemented, but goddamn, something needs to change in the industry, because just like the bloated and overpriced software that it produces now, it feels like it's collapsing under its own greed, weight, and excess. And well, people have had enough now. I know I have. Anyway.
People had enough, but you niggas still buy the shit. What are we fucking talking about here? What are we talking about here? If you niggas keep buying the shit. If I made a game and people kept buying it no matter what the fuck I did with it, I'm talking about I could literally fuck you over, sell your data, fucking make the game a buggy mess, and you still play the shit and you still give me money, especially if it's a live service game, what the fuck am I gonna do? I'm just gonna go, oh, damn man, my morals. Like, no. I'm just gonna keep fucking you over, and maybe I'll give you a little crumb. Maybe I'll give you a little bit the lettuce on your sandwich. But I'm probably not gonna do that because I'm greedy as fuck. So vote your wallet, and then they'll go, oh wait, we have to make the game better. We have to stop making yearly goddamn releases on shit.
That's all I've got for today. Go away now. You know...
Shut your bitch ass up. Go away now. Shut up. Shut up. Like, oh my god, the way he talks sounds he's just a fucking dickhead. Like, holy shit, bro. You can't make this shit up. Holy fuck.